YouTube, what's the deal? It's your boy TBB back again with another video per usual. And today is going to be a video on the things that I check before I take the motorcycle out and start dogging it. So basically like a pre-trip check on a couple essentials that could possibly help save a life or prevent somebody from going down. And not even so much as like safety wise, but just basically things that'll help preserve the bike so you won't have to either come out of pocket to fix it or have something unfortunate happen that would be owner maintenance inflicted rather than another person being out there and making something happen to you. So for me, the first thing I'm going to check is always going to have to be the fork seals, because it's the first thing you walk past when walking up to the bike before mounting it. And yeah, and me personally, I do a lot of woollying, so I'm always like trying to be on top of my fork seals, make sure they aren't leaking, and if they are leaking, I try to keep them clean and dry until I'm ready to swap out my fork seals. And the reason I say wipe them off if they're dirty is because if you leave like dirt and grime and stuff on the cylinder, it'll just over time start seeping up into the dust boot of the fork, and it'll eventually get in there, and after that it goes to your fork seal. And once you get like a little seep in your fork seal, like a piece of dirt or something, that's when you may incur a leak. So yeah, I just try to stay on top of that stuff. And after moving past the forks, I'm gonna just do a little visual inspection on the chain, because like I said, I do a lot of clutch popping and wheelie the bike. So when you wheelie the bike and pop the clutch, it does kind of wear the chain out a little bit faster, only a little bit if you keep properly maintenance in it. So yeah, I'll check this next just to make sure it ain't loose or nothing. And if it's not loose, it's clean, lubed, we'll be on to the next. Truly, the reason you would like to preserve your chain essentially is because once you mess up a chain or mess up the teeth on a sprocket, it's kind of like you have to replace the front sprocket, the back sprocket, and the chain. And along with that, if you keep stretching the chain out and not maintaining it, not retightening it, not lubing it, you run the possibility of cracking your engine casing. And then from there, you'll end up needing a whole new motor, or you need to do a very sketchy repair, which I'd rather not do. So I'll just make sure my chain is maintained, and just to prevent any mishaps from happening. And from there, immediately after that, next thing I'm gonna check is my oil level, just to make sure the bike is good and we're not starving the bike of oil, or we don't have too much oil in it. And just preserving my motor, making sure it's as healthy as possible. And if you are unsure where your oil window is, or if you're unsure how to check the oil, there's an oil window on the side of literally every motorcycle. It will be this thing right here. There's no oil that you can see in here currently, because my bike is on a rear stand at the moment, but it's on the right side of the bike, right under the engine cover, typically. So yeah, right there. Make sure the oil level is most likely above halfway, and from there, you'll be good. Next, I would basically check my front and rear lights, make sure they're running properly, make sure they're not blocked out or any blown out in a sense. And yeah, just make sure my visibility is all right. And after mounting the bike, next thing I want to check is immediately my front brake. Like, it's just a habit at this point. Every time I get on this bike, I just grab the front brake, make sure all the brake power is there, and make sure it's not feeling spongy at all, like there's air in the lines or anything. Just making sure the bike is A-okay, so this thing can basically do its job and I won't have any problem making it back. And like I said, I do a lot of wheeling, so after the kickstand goes up, first thing I'll probably do is grab on the rear brake, make sure it's all right. So I won't either loop or it just won't be out of a rear brake. So yeah, that'll be like a key object that I'll be checking, because I don't want to end up on my ass. And from there, the only thing left to do is ride. So let's do it.